Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on the Omega project.
Oh, yeah.
It's
What?
Aidan Booth's latest thing, and he's the guy behind Kibo Code and 100K Factory.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good track record.
Right, so people are definitely paying attention to this one.
Definitely.
At the end of this deep dive, you'll know if the Omega project is something you'll want to check out further.
For sure.
So first off, what exactly is the Omega project?
Well, it's an 8-week program all about e-commerce.
Okay.
It's about building an online store from scratch, but it uses this multi-niche general store model.
Multi-niche general store.
Yeah, so instead of just focusing on one type of product, like just phone cases or something,
Okay.
you're selling all kinds of different stuff from different categories.
So like a variety.
A little bit of everything.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work? I mean, what are the steps involved in the Omega project?
They break it down into 4 main parts.
Okay.
First, you got to set up your shop right. You got to have somewhere to sell your stuff.
Makes sense.
Then you got to find the products, those hot products that people actually want to buy.
Okay, so product research.
Exactly.
Got it.
Then comes the traffic piece, getting people to your store.
Right. You can have the best products in the world,
Yeah.
but if nobody sees them,
Exactly.
you're not selling anything.
It's not going to work.
So traffic is key.
Yep. And then finally, converting those visitors into buyers,
Oh, okay.
turning those lookers into buyers.
So that's like the sales and marketing part.
Right. You got to have a system for that. Persuading people to actually click that buy button.
Like a whole funnel, right?
Exactly. Taking them on that journey from I'm just browsing to I need this in my life.
Okay, so that all makes sense. It sounds like the usual e-commerce stuff.
Yeah, the basic steps are familiar.
But what makes the Omega project different?
Well, that's where the accelerators come in.
Accelerators.
Yeah, they're like special tools and resources inside the program that make those 4 steps way faster and easier.
So they're like shortcuts or something.
Kinda, yeah. Like imagine you're building a house.
Okay.
The accelerators are like having power tools instead of just hand tools.
Oh, I see.
You can get the job done a lot quicker.
That makes sense.
So for example, for setting up your shop, they have this tool called ShopX Launchpad.
ShopX Launchpad.
Yeah, and for finding products, there's product Vulcan. Then there's traffic secrets to help you get traffic and conversion boosters to boost your sales.
So it's not just about learning the theory.
Right.
It's about having the tools to actually put it into practice.
Exactly. They give you the training and the tools all in one package.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet deal.
So let's talk more about this multi-niche general store model.
Sure.
Why is that such a big deal?
Well, in the past, a lot of programs would say, pick a niche, stick to it, become the expert.
Yeah,
But markets change, trends come and go.
true.
The cool thing about the multi-niche model is it's all about flexibility. You can test a bunch of different products, see what's selling right now, and jump on those trends.
So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. You're spreading your risk and increasing your chances of finding those winners.
That's smart.
Right.
Yeah. So you're not limited by your own knowledge or passions.
Nope.
You could be selling, gardening tools one day.
Yep.
And then pet supplies the next.
Whatever's hot.
I like that.
Yeah, it's all about staying ahead of the curve.
All right, so we've got this multi-niche thing. We've got these accelerators. What else is unique about the Omega project?
Let's see, there's this buzz about 3-click technology.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Supposedly, it makes adding products to your store super simple.
Okay.
Like instead of manually inputting all the details, you can list a product in just a few clicks.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Right.
Especially if you're testing a lot of different products.
Exactly. It would save you so much time.
But is it really that simple, or is that just marketing hype?
Honestly, the details are still a bit unclear,
Okay.
but the ideas is definitely intriguing.
Yeah,
And it fits with the Omega Project's whole focus on speed and efficiency.
right.
They want to make things as easy as possible.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's the no Amazon thing.
Ah,
A lot of e-commerce programs are all about selling on Amazon.
totally.
This one's different.
It is.
Right.
The Omega Project is all about building your own store
Okay.
using a platform called Shopify.
So you're not tied to Amazon's rules and fees.
Nope.
And you have more control over your business.
Exactly.
I see the appeal there.
Yeah, it's definitely a different approach.
So it's multi-niche.
Yes.
It's got these accelerators. It's not tied to Amazon.
Yeah.
And it might have some crazy fast product listing technology.
It might.
Anything else we should know about the Omega project before we get into the specifics?
Well, it's still Aidan Booth style, He's all about having a system, step-by-step training, and he's really involved.
So it's not just a bunch of information thrown at you.
No.
It's a structured approach.
Exactly. It's like having a guide holding your hand every step of the way.
Okay, so it's like having a roadmap to follow.
Yeah, you could say that.
And it sounds like it's for people who are serious about taking action and getting results.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
But who exactly is this program for?
That's a good question.
Who should be thinking, yeah, the Omega Project is for me?
Well, based on what we've seen, it seems to appeal to a pretty wide range of people.
Okay.
Beginners who are totally new to e-commerce might find the step-by-step approach and the tools really helpful.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming starting from scratch.
For sure.
So having that guidance can make a big difference.
Definitely. And even people who've tried e-commerce before but haven't really found success.
We've dabbled, but haven't quite cracked the code.
Exactly. They might benefit from the new strategies in the system.
So it's not just for newbies? Maybe for people who are frustrated with their current approach and want a fresh start.
Precisely. It's about providing a clear path and the tools to make it happen.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about experienced marketers?
Well, even they might be interested.
Okay.
Especially those who are comfortable with things like paid traffic. They might be intrigued by the multi-niche model and the potential for scaling quickly.
So there's something in there for a variety of experience levels.
It seems that way.
Okay, but let's be real. No program is perfect.
Right.
What are some potential downsides to the Omega Project?
Well, the price is one thing.
Okay.
It's a significant investment, especially for someone just starting out.
That's fair.
You get a lot, but it's not cheap.
That's true. And while they do teach free traffic methods, they recommend paid traffic for faster results.
Right.
So you'll need a budget for that.
Exactly. And e-commerce, no matter how good the system is, requires effort. You have to put in the work to see results.
So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Definitely not.
It's a business.
Yes.
You have to invest time, energy, and money to make it work.
That's the reality.
And even with all the tools and training, there's no guarantee.
Right.
Your success ultimately depends on how well you implement what you learn.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's say someone is interested in the Omega Project. What's included besides those accelerators we talked about?
Well, there's the Omega Master Plan, which is the main training.
Okay.
It's spread out over 8 weeks with some extra advanced stuff in weeks 9 and 10.
So it's a pretty comprehensive program.
It is.
What else?
Then there are the Genius Sessions.
Genius Sessions.
These are live calls where you can get your questions answered by Aidan Booth and his team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're not just getting recordings.
Right.
You get actual live interaction, which can be super valuable.
Definitely. And you mentioned the software tools.
Right.
The ShopX Launchpad.
Yeah.
For setting up your store, and the product Vulcan for finding winning products.
Those are key.
Those sound really helpful, especially for beginners who might be intimidated by the technical side of things.
Totally. They aim to make it as easy as possible.
What about those power packs I keep hearing about?
Yes, the Power Packs.
What are those all about?
They're basically bonus resources.
Okay.
Things like help with your store's domain name, a logo builder, and recommendations for other useful tools.
So it's not just about the store itself.
Eh?
It's about all the little things that can help your business succeed.
Precisely. They try to cover all the bases.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty complete package.
Okay. What else is in there?
Let's see. There's the Empire Builder.
Empire Builder.
That one focuses on scaling your business once you start making sales.
So once you've got the basics down?
Exactly. This is how you take it to the next level.
Got it.
Then there's the Traffic Black Box.
Traffic Black Box.
Which goes deeper into traffic strategies.
Okay.
Covering both free and paid methods.
So it's not just about getting started.
No.
It's about growing your business over time.
Exactly. They want you to build a sustainable long-term business.
Makes sense.
And finally, there's the Expert Center.
Expert Center.
Think of it like your support system.
Right.
You can get help with technical issues, advice from the community, and stay motivated.
So even though you're working on your own business,
Yeah,
it's like you have a whole team in your corner.
exactly. You're never really alone.
That's pretty cool. And don't forget the bonuses.
Oh yeah, the bonuses.
Yeah.
They've got a few of those too.
Like what?
Well, there's Omega 1, which is training on creating high-converting landing pages.
So that's all about getting people to take action on your website.
Exactly.
Then there's Omega 365.
Omega 365.
That gives you a full year of coaching.
Wow, so you get ongoing support.
You do.
That's awesome. And what was that last bonus?
Omega Kickstart.
Omega Kickstart, right?
That one includes a discount on your Shopify trial.
So they're really trying to make it easy to get started.
Yeah, they want to remove any barriers to entry. Wow, it sounds like they're really trying to give you everything you need to succeed.
They are. It's a pretty comprehensive package.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about what the Omega Project is, how it works, who it's for.
Yep.
What do you think so far?
I think it has potential.
Okay.
The multi-niche general store concept is interesting. The tools seem promising.
Yeah,
And Aidan Booth has a good track record.
he does.
So it's really worth considering.
But is it really different from his other programs?
That's a question.
I mean, we know he's had success with Kibo Code and 100K Factory.
Yeah,
How does the Omega project compare?
that's what we're going to look at next.
Okay.
We'll dive into how it stacks up against his previous programs and see what sets it apart.
Sounds good. I'm curious to hear your take on that.
Me too. It'll be interesting to compare them side by side. So you want to know how this Omega project compares to Aidan Booth's other programs?
Yeah, like if someone's already bought into Kibo Code or 100K Factory, is Omega project worth another look?
It's a good question.
Or if someone's new to Aidan Booth stuff,
Yeah.
what makes this one stand out?
Well, let's start with the similarities.
Okay.
Like I said, Aidan's always been about having a step-by-step approach.
Right.
He's heavily involved in his programs, not just some name on the box.
Got it.
And he always focuses on the earning potential.
Okay.
Showing you how to build a real business.
Not just some quick cash grab.
Exactly.
So those core elements are still there in the Omega project.
Definitely.
But what about the differences?
Well, that multi-niche general store model,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Okay.
It's different from some of his earlier programs like Kibo Code.
How so?
Well, Kibo Code was more about finding a specific niche
Right.
and building a brand around it.
So you become the expert in that one niche.
Yep.
But Omega project's more about casting a wider net,
Right.
being more flexible,
Exactly.
testing different product categories,
Yeah.
seeing what works.
It's like instead of trying to find that one perfect unicorn,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying a bunch of different things.
Seeing what sticks.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And another key difference is moving away from Amazon.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
A lot of Aidan's past programs were all about Amazon FBA.
Like 7-figure cycle. That was all Amazon.
But Omega Project is about building your own store on Shopify.
So you have more control,
You do.
but you're also responsible for your own traffic.
That's true.
So does the Omega project teach you how to do that?
Definitely.
Okay.
They focus on strategies for Google and Microsoft Shopping,
Okay.
which are platforms specifically for e-commerce.
So you're reaching people who are already looking to buy stuff.
Exactly.
It's not just random people seeing your ads.
Right. You're targeting your ideal customer.
Makes sense.
And from what we've seen, they emphasize speed.
Okay.
They even have that ShopX Launchpad tool to help you set up your store quickly. It seems like Omega Project might be faster to get up and running compared to some of his other programs.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's all about getting started quickly and seeing results.
I like that.
And they talk about launching a simple shop.
Okay.
It's not about creating the most beautiful website in the world.
Right.
It's about getting something functional up and running so you can start testing products and making sales.
It's like the minimum viable product approach.
You got it.
Get it out there,
See what works.
then iterate.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And another thing that stands out is the level of support.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
You've got the live Genius sessions, the dedicated support center, the community aspect, and even a year of coaching with Omega 365.
Wow, so you're not left to figure it out on your own.
Nope, you've got a whole team behind you.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. It seems like Aidan's really stepped up the support in this program.
Compared to his earlier ones.
Definitely.
So to sum it up, it sounds like Omega Project shares some core elements with Aidan's other programs, like the step-by-step system, the focus on building a real business.
Right.
But it also introduces some new concepts,
Definitely.
like the multi-niche general store model and the emphasis on building your own Shopify store instead of relying on Amazon.
Right. And it seems more streamlined, faster to implement, and with more support.
It's like an evolution of his previous work,
You could say that.
taking the best parts and adding some new innovations
Exactly.
to create a system for today's e-commerce landscape.
That's a great way to put it.
But let's be honest, a lot of people listening are probably thinking, what's the catch?
Yeah, there's always a catch, right?
Like, it all sounds great, but there has to be a downside.
Well, the price is a factor, as we mentioned.
Right.
It's not a small investment.
And even though they teach free traffic methods, they recommend paid traffic for faster results.
Yeah,
So you'll need a budget for that.
you will.
And even with the best system in the world, success takes work.
Absolutely.
You have to put in the time and effort.
There's no magic button.
No magic
You
button,
gotta hustle.
and no program can guarantee your success.
Right.
It all comes down to how well you implement what you learn.
And how much effort you're willing to put in.
Exactly.
So yeah, there are some things to consider.
Okay, so let's say someone is interested in the Omega project. What's the next step? How do they learn more and maybe sign up?
Well, we have a special link for our listeners.
Okay.
It's in the description below.
Easy to find.
Yeah, so just click on that to get more details about the Omega project and see everything that's included.
And this link gets you a discount, right?
It does.
A special deal just for our listeners.
We worked it out with Aidan Booth just for you guys.
Awesome. So if you're intrigued by what you've heard today and you're ready to take action, click that link in the description.
You can learn more.
And take advantage of that special offer.
It's worth checking out.
Even if you're not sure if it's right for you, just getting the information can be valuable.
Definitely.
All right, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
The what, the why, the how of the Omega project.
Where?
We compared it to some of Aidan's other programs. But before we wrap up, I want to shift gears a bit.
Oh.
Something's been on my mind.
Okay, I'm curious.
We've talked about the system, the tools, the strategies.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, success in e-commerce comes down to mindset, doesn't it?
You're absolutely right.
It's not just about having the right information.
Nope.
It's about having the right attitude.
Mindset is crucial.
So I'm curious, from your experience, what are some key mindset traits that you see in successful e-commerce entrepreneurs?
That's a great question.
What separates those who thrive from those who struggle?
I'd say one of the most important traits is resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah, resilience is key.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Well, things aren't always going to go smoothly in e-commerce.
Right.
You're going to face challenges,
Setbacks.
Exactly. Maybe even some failures along the way.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Definitely not.
You're going to hit some bumps in the road.
You will, but the successful entrepreneurs, they're the ones who can bounce back from those challenges.
So they don't let a little setback completely derail them.
Exactly. They see it as a learning opportunity.
They dust themselves off and keep going.
Yep, they adapt and they keep moving forward.
That's so important.
It is, and another key trait is a willingness to experiment.
Oh, okay.
E-commerce is always changing, right?
Yeah, what worked yesterday might not work today.
Exactly. So you can't just set it and forget it.
You have to constantly be learning and adapting.
The successful entrepreneurs are always testing, tweaking, optimizing their strategies.
So they're not afraid to try new things.
Nope. Even if it means failing sometime.
Failure is just part of the process.
That's right. It's all about learning and iterating.
Okay, so resilience and a willingness to experiment.
Yes. And another important mindset trait is a focus on providing value.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
The most successful e-commerce entrepreneurs are genuinely focused on solving problems for their customers.
So it's not just about making money.
Well, of course, making money is important.
Right.
But it's not the only thing.
It's about making a positive impact.
Exactly. It's about creating products and services that actually make people's lives better.
So it's not just about selling stuff.
No, it's about helping people.
And when you're focused on that, it shows in everything you do.
It does, from the products you choose to the way you market them to the customer service you provide.
Right. It's about the whole experience.
Exactly. And that leads to a more successful business.
Because people can tell when you're genuine.
They can, and they appreciate it.
And they're more likely to become loyal customers.
Absolutely.
So it's a win-win.
It is. You're helping people and building a successful business at the same time.
Okay, so bringing it back to the Omega project, even with all the tools and training, it ultimately comes down to the individual to cultivate that success-driven mindset.
You got it. The Omega project can give you the roadmap and the tools, but you have to be the one to use them.
To put in the work.
To embrace the challenges.
And to stay focused on your goal.
Exactly. It's like having a personal trainer at the gym.
Okay, I like that analogy.
They can guide you, motivate you, give you the exercises.
But you still have to be the one to show up and do the work.
You said it.
So for anyone listening who's thinking about the Omega project or any e-commerce venture, really. Remember, it's not just about the system.
It's about you.
It's about your mindset, your willingness to learn and grow.
Those are the things that will determine your success.
Well said. I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree.
We've covered a lot today, explored the ins and outs of the Omega project, compared it to other programs, and even talked about the importance of mindset.
We did.
So if you're ready to take the next step, check out the link in the description below.
It'll take you to more info about the Omega project.
Plus, you'll get a special discount just for our listeners.
Don't miss out.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was fun.
I hope you found it valuable.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.